Are we already live?
I don't know. Yeah, it looks like we're live.
Can't see
Yeah, it
us.
looks like we're live. Okay, we're good to go then.
Can't see
Yeah, it
us.
looks like we're live. Okay, we're good to go then. All right, folks. Sorry about that. That was the first time I tried to connect StreamYards and YouTube together to try to schedule a stream, but didn't quite work out that way. But in any case, the stream is underway, so we are good to go. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the Ageless, one of the man, Lincoln Clay, coming back at you with a live stream. And today we are doing an unboxing of my Fanatec setup that I bought. I think I bought this a couple of weeks ago. These boxes pictured here. I have the Fanatec quick release clamp for my wheel. I have here the Fanatec table clamp for the CSL DD wheelbase. Here I have the CSL Elite pedals, and in the back, the grand finale, the CSL McLaren GT3 wheel. So we will unbox all those, and we'll start with this. Before we go any further, the entire heart of this is the CSL DD wheelbase, which is a direct drive wheelbase that Fanatec just came out that retails for about $350, and with the boost pack, which I ordered, is $480 if you buy it bundled. At the conclusion of this unboxing, I'll talk a little bit about the Fanatec ecosystem, and then I'll talk a little bit about that. Floyd, what's up? I'll talk about PSVR 2 and GT7 and give you my thoughts on that situation. Something that you guys may not notice in the very background, you might see pedals right there. That is for my Thrustmaster T150. When it comes to sim racing wheels with feedback, force feedback, that is the bottom of the barrel. It's the cheapest wheel you can buy with force feedback. I paid $200 for it. And at the conclusion of all this unboxing, that is part of the part I want to talk about of GT7 relative to PSVR 2 and where this comes into play. So without further ado, we're going to get going, and we will let my son unbox these items, and we will start with the clamp. Once he unboxes it, I'll have him hand it to me, and then I'll bring it a little bit closer to the camera so you guys can see it up close.
We are unboxing this.
This one first. Make sure you keep it in front of the camera. See, Slim, what's good? Yeah, that's it right there. So this right here is the quick release clamp for the McLaren GT3 wheel that I got. When we get to the wheel, I don't know if it's going to already have a clamp on it or not. Coon, what's up? But this is the quick release clamp. So we'll talk about this clamp a little bit more once we get to the wheel, because I don't want to get too deep into explaining this without letting you guys see the wheel and understanding how all this stuff works. So this is the quick release clamp. This was sent for free when I purchased the wheel. And again, the wheel that I have is a version 2. The original version had a different kind of clamp, so this is all that good stuff. So moving forward. You know what? Let me go turn that light off. If you have to, just set it on the table and let it fall right out. Okay. The pictures don't do it a lot of justice. I'll probably have to turn this light off so you guys can see it. There we go. That helped a little bit. This is the table clamp for the Fanatec CSL DD direct drive wheelbase that I bought. And I guess at some point I'll give you guys, I'll show you guys a picture of it. So this is, let me see if I see what happens if I turn the lights back on, if this will make it too bright or not. Okay, so this is the table clamp and the CSL DD wheelbase that I get. It slides right into this clamp. Pretty much attach it this way. Is there anything else in that box? Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking for. So what do we got here? So yeah, it looks like it attaches this way. And then this rod will go in through here. And then you attach it to the table and tighten this. And they set like a bigger wheel or knob so you can really crank it in. Okay, so let's put this back in the box. You go ahead and set that on the floor. Yep. So up next, we are going to unbox the CSL Elite pedals. From what I understand, these pedals, they're pretty cheap. These pedals are a few years old. They did retail for $100. I guess you were supposed to be able to upgrade with the load cell kit, but I think the load cell kit has been discontinued for these CSL Elite pedals. So I'm going to end up having to buy the CSL pedals that they just came out with, because I do know that they're coming out with a load cell kit for those. So if you want to do it easy, you can just turn the whole box over and then pull that off like that. Yep, just pull it off. And these are the Fanatec CSL Elite pedals. So I guess these are 12-bit pedals. And from what I understand, I guess, again, it's going to be a quantum leap over the Thrustmaster T150 that I have, because I'm coming from the gutter with that. I'm coming from the bottom of the barrel. I'm not sure I want to open this because I don't know if I want pieces all over the place. Guess I could. Let's see if there's an easy way to open this.
Need this?
No. Actually, I do. No, I don't. Oh, shoot. That didn't go very well. Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and open these. So, instruction guide. This is the heel rest right here that where my feet will be rested. They sent a bag of, looks like they sent the necessary screws, but the bag has been, the bag came open. So they sent a wrench. Also an Allen tool. This right here is basically the foam cord, if you want to call it that, that runs from the pedals to the wheelbase. And I'll just pull out one of the pedals. Okay, so I don't know if you guys see this cord here. Press down on that. So I guess the way the load cell kit works, I don't know if this is the gas or the, I don't know if this is the gas or the brake. So I'll probably put these pedals, I'll probably put it together tonight. Okay, then this is the brake right here. So yeah, you see it's got that little kind of like sponge in between. So it'll make you work to apply the right amount of pressure. To stop the car. Again, looks like it's got a cord here. So I'll pull out the heel rest again. Looks like a rubber boot here that goes along in here. So what'll happen is let's go like this somehow. Yep. So goes like that. And see the kind of like these things kind of act like locator pins, and they go into right there. And then you use the screws that it came with to tighten it down. And these holes allow you to space the pedals out to however to your liking. So I will put these together tonight. I wasn't going to use them. Unfortunately, my CSL DD wheelbase, when I ordered it, it was originally scheduled to come November 8th. And because of the semiconductor shortage and as well as the shipping crisis over in California, I guess there's like 88 ships, last I checked, stuck on the coast of California. So I guess what happened is COVID protocols is like slowed things to a crawl in terms of getting these ships to port, getting their cargoes unloaded, and then make way for the next ship. So 88 ships are out there, and I guess the ships that are close enough are anchored in shallow waters, but there are ships out there that's in deep water and they can't anchor, so they've been ordered to just let their ships drift down the coast. So I think my situation with my DD wheelbase, I believe that my wheelbase is on one of those ships, and because of how slow things are moving, they are anticipating that it's going to be around November 29th before the ship can get to port, get it unloaded, get it to the distribution warehouse, process the order, and then mail it out to me. So in any case, you see underneath here, looks like a little bit of a power unit. So you got two ports right there for the pedals. Okay. You got two ports right there for the pedal. And then on the side right here, you got the other port to run that cord from the pedal set to the wheelbase. So actually looking forward to putting this together. It's got rubber bottoms, so I don't know. I don't know if it's going to move around a lot on carpet, because as you can see, this floor is carpet. So that is the CSL Elite pedals. Unfortunately, I'm going to end up having to buy another set of pedals because, again, these Elite CSL Elite pedals, from what I understand, are great pedals, but the load cell kit appears to have been discontinued. So I'm going to end up buying the CSL pedals that they just came out with. Those pedals are $80. I think the load cell kit, whenever they come out with that for the CSL pedals, I think that's going to be about $120, which I think is like a little bit pricey, because the load cell kit, all it is a rod with a bunch of rubber washers that you stick in between the heel that you stick in the pedals. That way, I guess when you stop the car, when you use the brakes, the car will stop based on how much pressure you apply to the brake, to the brake base, rather than distance travel. So sounds simple, but it can get a little bit confusing thinking about it. So in any case, I'm going to end up having to buy the CSL pedals in order to reassure that I can get the load cell kit. Those pedals are only $80. And then as far as these pedals go, or even the CSL pedals for that matter, I'm going to end up having to buy an adapter so I can use these pedals as a standalone, because I won't get my DD wheelbase until November 29th. So what I could do is use these pedals as a standalone, and then that Thrustmaster right there, I would just basically disconnect those pedals and use these as a standalone once I get the adapter for it. But I didn't like the thought of doing that, because I felt like that was the equivalent of ordering a brand new Corvette, and they tell me that the Corvette's ready, but the motor's not there yet. But the rest of the car is ready. If you want, we'll throw a 4-cylinder motor in the car, and you'll have something nice for people to look at until the actual motor gets here. So I didn't exactly like the thought of that at first, but I might go ahead and go that route and go with the adapter because I hear that these pedals make a huge difference. Because I think like the pedals that I have on that Thrustmaster, they might be, I don't know, they might be 8-bit, maybe less. So I hear the 4 extra bits makes a world of difference. So, all right, lastly, lastly, the Cote de Grace. So we are now unboxing. Go ahead and put it on the table. We are now unboxing the CSL McLaren GT3 wheel. So I'll show you the box real quick before my son opens it. Yes, sir. So once we get this out of the box, then I'll show you what the quick clamp release is all about.
I can't get it.
Because it, there you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See that? Bunch of Fanatec stickers. I guess it's customary that I show these stickers. One second before you do that. Button covers. So let me turn the light off so you guys can see that a little bit better. Button covers, Fanatec stickers. Another Allen tool, along with the bolts. I'd imagine this is these are probably the bolts to attach that quick release clamp that I showed you guys earlier. Let me put these back in here. And now, put this down. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you shouldn't have to open that up. You should just be able to pull it out.
Oh, I didn't realize it was open.
Yep, right there. Just pull it out from the side. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the McLaren GT3. People complained about the rubber on this, so
Actually feels nice.
So, okay, so there's no clamp on the back. So let me show you guys something real quick. Let me see if I turn on the light, if that'll obstruct it. So right there, all these holes that you see, that's for the quick release clamp. So what the deal is, this pin right here, let me put it at an angle where you guys can see that pin. You might, yeah, right there, that stem right there, that's I think it acts as a locator pin that falls into place right where my finger is. And then those screws are naturally, So I might have to read some specific instructions for this quick release clamp. Okay, I'm not going to try to force that on. We'll come back to it. So, quick guide. Okay, so in the back here, you got at the top, you got these rocker panel type shifters, and what this will do, because of the way these are made, you can upshift or downshift with one hand versus normally you would upshift with this side and downshift with that side. This allows you to upshift or downshift either side with one hand. Then you have these paddles at the bottom that the way the wheel is allows you to use these paddles on the bottom in a number of different ways. So now let's spin it around here in the front. So you got your rotary dials for your settings. You got these red switches here. I'm not quite sure what they're for. And I think you got these top buttons up here. I think these might be for your lights. I mean, when all is said and done, you can map this out any way you want. And then at the bottom, you have what basically is like a thumbstick. And then you have the Xbox button down here because this wheel is Xbox compatible. And then you got your buttons here, the X, Y, B, A. And then right here, letter P. That is your pit limiter. So when you come into the pits, you have to press this button and it will drop the car down and the car will not exceed a certain speed, because when you come into the pits, you have to be below a certain speed limit or you will get hit with a penalty. This end button right here, I'm not quite sure what that's for. I'll figure it out once I get the wheelbase and all that stuff. So I think this might be a cap. So this dial here allows you to use the wheel in certain modes, which I think is actually pretty cool. Right here, I guess this is for your standard shifting. And then you switch it to another mode. And I guess if you're playing like a rally racing game or something, it will go to those settings. And then the third setting is actually pretty cool. If you happen to be a person that doesn't have the use of your legs, this third setting right here will actually let you use these paddles at the bottom, will let you use them as a gas in the brake, which is pretty neat. And then the fourth setting is for customization, and that will allow you to map the buttons out the way you want. And then up here, you got your display, which being that I'll be racing in VR, that won't really matter. But I guess the display shows your speed, what gear you're in, and that kind of stuff. So feels pretty light. People talked about how big this wheel is. It doesn't feel terribly big to me. Now Fanatec makes a smaller wheel, a Formula One wheel. This smaller, but I guess with that wheel being smaller, you feel more of the force feedback. So a lot of people think this is a good wheel for the force feedback. And out of the Fanatec wheels, it's a beautiful wheel. It's their cheapest wheel. Wasn't exactly cheap. It's $200. So now that brings us to the ecosystem part. I'm going to show you guys something. So let me get a picture of the Fanatec CSL DD wheelbase, and I'm going to share that picture with you guys. Get an image here. I think this might be a good enough picture. We'll go with this. So let me share share the screen. Okay. Actually, we want this. So let me stop sharing for a second, and then I'm going to come back because I went to the wrong one. All right. There we go. So that picture right there is of the Fanatec CSL DD wheelbase that I just ordered. It is a direct drive wheelbase. Now, direct drive wheelbases are pretty pricey. Fanatec has two direct drive wheelbases. They have the Podium DD1, which sells for $1,200, and then they have the DD2, which sells for $1,500. The DD1 has 20 Newton meters of torque, and then the DD2 has 25 Newton meters of torque. Now, in the case of this Fanatec CSL DD, it retails for $350 with the standard. Hey, DJ, what's good? So the CSL DD retails for $350 US, and it comes standard with 5 Newton meters of torque. If you buy the booster pack, which looks like nothing more than a power pack for a laptop, and it's quite pricey. It's an extra $150, but it will boost the wheelbase up to 8 Newton meters of torque. For some people, I guess that seems to be enough. I've even seen a few YouTubers talked about selling their DD1s and going with this because they felt like 20 Newton meters of torque was much, much more than they needed. So you see the stem, and then this wheel basically goes right into that stem. Yeah, this must be a yeah, this has to be a cap. Let me try something real quick. Oh, shoot. I think I just screwed up something. And that's not getting on there. So I'll figure it out. In any case, so with the booster pack, comes up to about $500. So all this stuff that I paid for, come back to StreamYard, stop sharing. So all the stuff that I paid for, $200 for this wheel, $100 for the CSL pedals that you saw, and then the wheelbase, which isn't coming until November 29th. We'll just call it $500. So $500 for the wheelbase, $200 for this wheel, and $100 for the pedals. So we're up to $800. If you include the wheel clamp that I showed you guys first, that's another $30. And so after tax and shipping and all that stuff, it was a little bit under $900. That sounds a little bit pricey, but after I checked out the competitors, SimMagic, SimiCube, and stuff like that, like SimMagic has a wheelbase, a direct drive wheelbase called the Alpha Mini, which retails for about $529. When you factor in the quick release that you're probably going to need, it's going to be another $100. $629 for 10 Newton meters of torque. Compared to the DDS, I don't think that's all that much more than the DD wheelbase. The problem is the rest of their ecosystem. The wheels were like $600. The pedals were like $800. Other accessories was like out of this world. So when it comes to, yeah, you said nothing mini about that price. You said baller too. So when it comes to what Fanatec has done is, yeah, the $900 that I spent for this is a little bit pricey. But for the person that wants to get out of that beginner shit or that casual shit that I got sitting right there, the Thrustmaster T150, this is about the cheapest you're going to get. Again, this is their cheapest wheel at $200, which sounds pricey, but checking the competitors, their wheels were starting out at about $400. So Fanatec right there, this is a really nice looking wheel. $200 sounds pricey, but if you're dead serious about sim racing, this is the cheapest wheel you can get. So it, in my opinion, made the setup kind of affordable. JD Maxx was good. Because I think when I took a look at the SimMagic ecosystem, even if you use the reasonably priced Alpha Mini along with a wheel and pedals, we were still looking at about close to $2,000. The Alpha Mini, I think, as I mentioned, puts out 10 Newton meters of torque. So if you're a person that's like want to upgrade and get some serious stuff, you want to upgrade from the Thrustmaster and the Logitech and stuff like that, this is going to be your next jump where you can get all the stuff that a lot of serious sim racers use. And again, $900 isn't exactly cheap, but the other competitors, you're going to be looking at $2,000 on up for all their stuff. So that being said, for somebody who's dead serious, the Fanatec ecosystem is reasonable. And this stuff is a quantum leap above the Thrustmaster stuff and this Logitech stuff. So I think it's worth what I paid for it. So now let's move on to the podcast that I wanted to do a little bit. So hold on. Let me
You still want me to stay here for the podcast?
if you want to stay, you can, but if you want, you can go back there because you don't want to be bored of that listening to that stuff. Just pack that chair up.
Okay.
And then slide this Thrustmaster over here a little bit. All right. Yeah, that's good. Yep, that's good right there. So you guys see the Thrustmaster T150 wheelbase, wheel and pedals. Hey, you said I can't wait for next Gran Turismo on PSVR 2. I'm full getting into all of this. Yeah, definitely. So people might ask, what are you going to do with that Thrustmaster T150? That is the unfortunate part. I'm probably going to use it for PSVR 2. Part of the reason is because the CSL DD wheelbase that I just showed you guys, is not compatible with the PlayStation. Something about the placement of the chip and licensing is a little bit more expensive, all that kind of stuff. But I guess it's in the works where Fanatec is going to come out with a PlayStation version of the direct drive wheelbase. JD Max, I saw something at the Sim Expo you might want to check out when the DD comes. All right. So I'm not going to go spend a bunch of money in buying an entire ecosystem for Gran Turismo 2. What I'm probably going to do is, again, use this Thrustmaster in the meantime to hold me over. And from there, I'm probably going to... God, I lost my train of thought. From there, I'm probably going to go on eBay and look for a CSL Elite wheelbase because those have been discontinued and everybody's breaking their necks to get the DD wheelbase. So people will probably be unloading these CSL Elite wheelbases fairly cheap. And all this Fanatec stuff will still connect to it because all the Fanatec stuff all connects with each other. And that's another thing about their ecosystem. So until then, I'll probably be using this. And then the other reason is said head to minute 6:30 to see what I'm talking about when you get a chance, of course. I assume that you probably sent me a link. Check out a website called Eraser 2. I'm assuming that you probably sent me the links to this stuff through Twitter. So, okay, let's talk about PSVR 2 and a GT7. Now, I said you'll send it in the Twitter DM. Cool. That's the eBay for sim racing. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so as a lot of you know, about 95% of the reason why I bought a PS5. I guess I can turn the camera up a little bit. Okay, so a lot of you know about 95% of the reason why I bought a PS5 was for PSVR 2 and a GT7. Currently, ACC, Assetto Corsa Competizione, is my favorite sim racing title, and I believe it will continue to be my favorite sim racing title even after GT7 comes out. When GT7 comes out, it could arguably be the best looking sim racing title out there. And it's going to be absolutely wonderful to be able to play this game with full VR support. If there's some kind of in-game chat enabled, to be able to talk to other racers, ask who's on VR, who's not, and carry on conversations and that kind of stuff. So that part, I'm really looking forward to it. But I don't think I'm going to be invested in GT7 as I will Assetto Corsa Competizione, because I still feel that Gran Turismo is a little bit of a simcade. Games like GT Sport, Horizon Motorsports, Automobilista 2, Project Cars 2. I haven't played Project Cars 3, but you can probably throw that in the mix too. I feel like those games are simcades. I feel like those games put in assists for beginners. So for people that's case in point, all those titles that I mentioned, there's been a number of times where my car went into a slide and I was able to save it, and I should not have been able to save it. I mean, the back end of the car was at damn near 45 degrees, and I was able to save it. And in some cases, I was able to save it and still turn in a good lap time, and I feel like that's unrealistic. In the case of Assetto Corsa Competizione, once you go into a slide with that game, it's pretty much too late. You kind of can't save it. But one of the advantages of the direct drive wheelbase and all this other good stuff is that it gives you detailed feedback, and you feel the car becoming unstable as it happens. Whereas that Thrustmaster that I have over there, it does not give you that kind of information. The only time you get any kind of feedback off of it is when the car goes into a complete spin, or you go off the track and you feel the rumble strips and the grass and that kind of stuff. But as far as what's actually going on in the road, it does not give you that type of feedback, whereas the CSL DD direct drive base gives you all that detail, the bumps in the road, all that kind of stuff. So currently using the Thrustmaster T150, I have to rely on my eyes to see that the car is becoming unstable because the wheel isn't giving me that kind of feedback. So in any case, I think it's the most realistic sim out there. I absolutely love it. And I do think that GT Sport is going to be a little bit of a simcade because I think they're going to try to cater a little bit to the beginners. I think there's going to be a lot of news on GT Sport, and if they were to jump in GT Sport had the physics like ACC, they may not like it because actually I almost returned it when I first bought ACC off of Steam. I nearly returned it because I felt like it was too easy to go into a slide, and then the more I played the game and the better I got at the game, the more rewarding it was to be able to run a good lap. DJ, I know what you're saying. Yourself and JD have been playing racing sim for years. This is going to be my first taste of it all. I can't wait. The main reason I want PSVR 2, I think you're going to absolutely love it, DJ. In my case is with me being a serious sim racer, even though I'm just now getting the equipment to look the part. That's not exactly going to fight. He said, wait, DJ, what? But I think because of bottom line, I think because of the GT7, I think it's going to be a little bit of a simcade. I think it's going to be one of those games where if you go into a slide, I think there's going to be assists in the game that's going to help you recover from that slide. And that's going to make it a little bit of a simcade, simulator / arcade, which really isn't going to go over well with me. Cold Yogurt, what's good? So because of that, I still think that most of my time is going to be spent on PC playing Assetto Corsa Competizione. There is one exception, though. There is one exception. Currently, Assetto Corsa Competizione is out on the PS4 and the Xbox One. The official PS5 versions of those games and the Xbox Series X version of that game comes out February 24th. And I think what's going to happen is when PSVR 2 comes out, I think Assetto Corsa Competizione on PS5 is going to get VR support. If that happens, you will see me spending more time over there versus GT7. You will see me jumping back and forth on ACC between the PC and the PS5, assuming that I can race them both in VR. So that's where I'm sitting on that. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to look great. It's going to be cool to interact with the GT7 community, but I think it's still going to be a little bit of a simcade, so I'm not going to take the game that serious. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and go through the instructions and start putting my stuff together. Cold Yogurt. Using the Logitech wheel on Drive Club was like the first time I experienced VR. Recommend driving wheels. Absolutely. It's I think racing in VR is the most immersive driving experience that you'll have. I think it's I've never done the triple monitor thing, but I think it'll be more immersive than that. So, 20 buttons. Oh.
Use it often unless I really feel like it needs to be used.
So it looks like you do. So it looks like you take this tape off and twist this cap off, and there we go. That explains that. Now let's see if this fits. Yep, like a glove.
Okay, already have that solved because it's called safety settings.
So looks like this will be the first thing that I'll be putting together.
I'm tired of
Beautiful, such a beautiful device. Now I'm not Mr. Moneybags like JD Maxx. I'm not Mr. Moneybags like JD Maxx, but yeah, I like this. And for those that got here late, this is the heel rest for my Fanatec Elite pedals. And this is the gas pedal. And the brake pedal has like a taller sponge right there. So you have to apply a lot more pressure to step on the brake. So I'm gonna put all this stuff together. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna put the pedals together right here because it might be a situation where I put them together and I don't like the spacing of the pedals, and then I gotta take it apart and move it around and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna put the pedals together, but not right here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and break down and go that route where I order the adapter from Fanatec that will allow me to use the pedals standalone. So basically what will happen is I'll still be using that Thrustmaster wheel, but I'll be able to use the Fanatec pedals, which I understand is still a quantum leap above the Thrustmaster pedals. Big Cloud, what's up? Give you a quick breakdown. This is my Fanatec McLaren GT3 wheel. This is a replica of the actual steering wheel this in the McLaren GT3 race car. And again, you have your dials, your rotary dials here, your pit limiter button in the back. You got your rocker panel style shifters. And then on the bottom, you have these paddles that can be mapped out several different ways. If you're a person that doesn't have the use of your legs, you can use these bottom paddles as both the gas and the brake. So yeah, again, this is the heel rest for the pedals, and this is one of the pedals right here. It pretty much well, I thought you rage quit. See those right there? That pretty much pops into those holes like that. And pretty much screw it in place. So I think I'm going to go ahead and leave the brake pedal right here on the end and put the gas pedal a few inches away from it. So I'm actually excited about putting this stuff together. So mine I just plugged them straight into the computer. I didn't need an adapter when I had my CSL LCs. Well, the CSL, hey, thanks, Big Cloud. The CSL Elite pedals, it specifically tells you that if you're going to use them standalone, that you need the adapter. The adapter is $20. Unfortunately, Game on Scorpio, several new toys. I'm doing okay, but I had family adversity strike, and we have to make preparations. So something I'm not ready to talk about yet. We'll get to that another day. But I am over COVID. Physically, I'm feeling fine. I did lose some weight. You guys can see how loose this is on me. Diabetes already caused me to lose a significant amount of weight. And then COVID caused me to lose some more weight. And then the family adversity that I'm going through has really stressed me out. And I haven't been eating, and therefore I've even lost even more weight. So, I mean, from the time that I first found out that I had diabetes, I pretty much went from 220 pounds and I'm all the way down to about 185 now. So as far as 225 pounds go, I'll never be that size again because I can't eat the way I did when I was that big. I was taking in a ton of carbs and a ton of sugar from weight gainers and other stuff that I was eating. If I were to go back to eating like that again, I would be putting my life at risk. So the diet that I had to switch over to is what caused me to lose a lot of weight. And I need to hang around for a while for my son. So, wow, sorry, my friend. Hope all gets better. Yeah, I mean, life goes on. So whether it gets better or not, I have to move on. So enough of that. Yeah, I'm really excited. Can't wait to put this together. Now, this pin real quick that I explained to you guys, this pin that pops in with that, I explained that before. The pin presses a button on the wheel, and it doesn't apply to me, but if you're using the Podium DD1 or DD2, what this pin does is press a button and it pretty much deactivates the high torque mode on those direct drive wheelbases. And then you have to get some kind of metal quick release clamp in order to unlock the high torque. I guess some guy on YouTube said you can always cut this off, but this does not apply to the CSL DD because it doesn't have enough power to break your arm. Whereas I understand the CSL DD2 puts out 25 Newton meters of torque, and they're saying that it's strong enough that if the car goes into a spin, let go of it. It's just way too powerful. In the case of what I'm getting, I guess they're saying you can fight it, but if the car goes into a complete spin, let it go, because with your thumbs being through these holes and stuff like that, but when that wheel spins around, I guess it can bruise your thumb up if you don't let go of the wheel. So with that, I think I'm going to get ready to. Hey, thanks, DJ. Appreciate it. With that, I think I'm going to go ahead and boogie on out of here and start putting this stuff together. As far as I really don't know when's the next time I'm going to stream something. Obviously, because my mind's in another space right now. Lincoln, I promise you can use the pedal standalone, no problem. I had mine 2 years, no issue without the adapter. The cord is USB, right? No. What it is so this is the cord. This is the cord that came with the CSL pedals. Basically, the adapter has a port to plug this into the adapter to plug one of these into the adapter, and then the other side of it is USB. So there is no USB cords in that box whatsoever. So there's no way. See you there, Floyd. Appreciate it. So basically, there's no way I can plug those pedals directly into my computer without the adapter.
Oh, right.
So the adapter's only $20. It's not a big deal. Basically, because they ship it FedEx ground and it's going to be coming to Michigan all the way from California, it'll probably take about a week and a half for me to get it, because that's about how long it took for all this stuff to come. Where's the power supply for the pedals? Underneath the heel rest. This is the heel rest, and I assume this is what you're talking about right here. I'm assuming this is the power supply. Again, you see these ports right here.
Yeah, they're also
they look like Ethernet ports. You plug the pedals into these ports, and they're specifically marked for brake and gas. And then from there, where's that cord?
Okay, I don't trust this guy.
I just had a brain fart and misplaced the cord. In any case, the cord that I just showed you guys, it runs out the side, and then it would plug into the wheelbase. But if I want to use these as standalone, I need that adapter, because it will. Said, oh, okay, I see. I think once you get the load cell break, you can go USB. I probably could, but it's got the proper ports to plug this directly into the wheelbase. And that's the one unfortunate thing about this, is that it appears that the load cell kit for these CSL Elite pedals have been discontinued. The recently released CSL pedals, they retail for $80, which is $20 cheaper than this, and they do have a load cell kit coming. Cold Yogurt, 1,000 subs. You made it. Yeah, I hit 1,000 a while ago. And no thanks to YouTube, in my opinion, because I think they were stifling me, because it seemed to me that, like, every time I was putting out content that had copyright claims on them, I would lose a couple of subs. So yeah, I felt like YouTube was deliberately holding me back. So let me show you these CSL pedals. I already showed you guys the direct wheel. I already showed you guys the wheelbase, but I'll show it to you guys again. So again, this is the wheelbase that my steering wheel is going to plug into. You see the plug right here on the wheelbase, on the wheel, and you can probably see right there. Just plugs right in, and then with the quick release clamp, you just tighten it, just turn it. That's it. This is the wheelbase with the booster pack, and I believe that is the 5 Newton-meter booster pack that comes standard with it. Being that I ordered it as a bundle for $480 because they knocked $20 off, they're going to send the 8 Newton-meter booster pack, but they're not going to send the 5 Newton-meter. So I kind of made a boo-boo there. If I would have been thinking, I would have just went ahead and ordered them separately, so I would have had 2 power packs instead of ordering them as a bundle and only getting 1 power pack. So let me show you guys.
There's a portal. Casino's in here.
And let me get the images real quick. Let me see if this will let me enlarge it. Forget it. Okay, in any case, over to the right, these are the newly released Fanatec CSL pedals. They're actually $20 cheaper than the pedals that I just showed you. They retail for $80. They are coming out with the load cell kit, so I'm basically going to end up having to buy these pedals if I want the load cell kit. So when I order that adapter, I'm just going to go ahead and order these pedals along with it, so I only have to pay for shipping once. So can you activate Super Chat now? No, I cannot, because I don't have enough hours watched. But I really don't care about that anyway, to tell you the truth. Okay, so we've been here a little bit over an hour. I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Squadrons on PC. My son's on the PC right now doing his VR chat thing naturally. I think I'm going to order something to eat, and I might actually. Well, I know I'm going to play something. I just don't know whether I'm going to stream it or not. I've been taking a little bit of a break from YouTube. I think even before I got COVID, I was taking a little bit of a break because it was starting to feel like a little bit of a job. There were times where I did streams where on that particular day, I just didn't feel like doing it, but it had to be done because I promised to meet some obligations. You know, it was starting to feel like a job, so I needed to take a break. So that's why you guys have seen minimal content from me over the past month or so. I will say this. This is the last thing I need. This is the last thing I need to say before I go. Naturally, once I get all this stuff hooked up, I am going to be doing a ton of sim racing. People are speculating that the PlayStation VR 2 will come out in March. GT7 releases March 4th, 2022. And a lot of people are speculating that PSVR 2 will release. So that will be a launch title. People also speculating that Grand Theft Auto 5 will also be a launch title for PSVR 2. Get back into No Man's Sky. All right. That being said, between ACC, GT Sport, or GT7 rather, and the other sim racing games that I play, I am going to be streaming a lot of sim racing content to the point where I'm debating about starting a sim racing channel. Currently, the way my channel is right now, for you guys, it's kind of a crapshoot. Today, I might go live and show you guys a puzzle game, and maybe you guys were hoping to see a first-person shooter game. Tomorrow, I might go live and show you guys an RPG, and you guys wanted to see sim racing or something. So by me starting a sim racing channel, which I'm absolutely passionate about sim racing, by me starting a sim racing channel, whoever subs to that channel, when you see me go live, you know that's exactly what I'm going to be playing. So what's going to happen is once I get all this stuff set up, I'm hoping that this equipment will make me turn in faster lap times. And if it makes me turn in faster lap times to the point where I think I can be competitive, then I'll strongly consider starting a sim racing channel. So if it doesn't and I'm turning in the same lap times, I'll still be playing sim racing titles a lot. And I'll just, stream them, continue to stream them on this channel just whenever it happens. So just a FYI for you guys on that. So with that, now I'm going to get out of here. Just like the old days where I tell you guys I'm getting out of here and hanging around for extra 20 minutes and that kind of stuff. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to get this stuff put together. I'm really excited about it. Unfortunately, it is going to be gut-wrenching waiting until November 29th for the wheelbase to get here. I'm hoping that as people cancel their orders, that will move me closer in the queue.
That's dangerous.
Because I think I'm part of the third wave of customers. I think the first wave of customers, they went out of their way to put the wheelbases on a plane to get them to customers even sooner. So some people got their wheelbases 3 weeks, even a month early. So I'm hoping that enough people will cancel their orders and it will move me up in the queue, and with a little luck, maybe I'll get my wheelbase next month instead of having to wait until late November. So now I am officially done, everybody. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I guess we'll see you on the next stream, whenever that is, whatever it is. So with that, you guys know the line. Wakanda forever, long live the king, and deuces. We'll see you.